Hi, this is Heather, Fish Mama, and today I want to talk about one of the most common things I see when I'm servicing aquariums, and that is overfeeding. This is a 20-gallon long tank, and as you can see, when I tested the water, the ammonia was extremely high. And yes, sadly, one beautiful Danio was lost to this aquarium because of the ammonia spike. But let's talk about why that happened. Overfeeding. This cloudy, slimy film that you see all over the plants and the substrate is called biofilm. Now, biofilm isn't a bad thing, but when it's this much in the tank, the cause is usually because of overfeeding. And here's why. When fish are overfed, uneaten food sinks to the bottom of the aquarium. And that food starts to break down. The food turns into waste, waste turns into ammonia, and that's what's toxic to fish. And when there's too much food, bacteria explode trying to clean it up. And that bacterial overload is what causes cloudy water, biofilm, and the ammonia spike. So the first thing I did was a pretty large water change. If you notice here, I did not disturb the plants, the decor, or the substrate. That's because beneficial bacteria still live there, and we need them. And they are already working overtime thanks to the overfeeding. So here's the old feeder, and it was just dumping a lot of food every single day. And fish are excellent actors. They will always tell you they're hungry. But they are not starving, they're just being dramatic. So I switched this to a carousel feeder, and I have it set to feed once a day, every other day, a very small amount. I also removed a very large Siamese algae eater from this tank because that's an extra mouth to feed, and that's extra bio load that this tank didn't need. And now, after fixing the tank, you can see that the ammonia is back to normal. No chemicals, no magical solutions, just realizing that fish do not need that much food. So if I see a tank that has cloudy water, algae, or an ammonia spike, the first thing I ask is, how much are you feeding your fish? And just so you know, sinking food pellets are not the problem. They're meant to sink. But if the food is sitting there on the bottom of the tank untouched, that means it's overfeeding. And if the bottom feeders aren't getting to that food quick enough, that also lets you know that there's too much food in the tank. So this tank is a perfect example of why overfeeding causes big ammonia problems. And yes, your fish can skip a day of food.